Yep.
And that's the only time we need you.
I hate
You're obsolete at 8:30, brother. That's what's
Good
up.
podcast. 2 former third mics and
I
2
feel
back-to-back episodes. What are the chances?
I don't even know. What are we getting at?
I thought we had a guest tonight.
You kind of do. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. I think I got a winner. If I had to guess. I should have known, though, that things were looking up because for the first time in 3 years, Stu's here.
Stu's here. Not by plan. His plans fell through, so he's here.
Oh, your flight get canceled?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you supposed to be?
I was supposed to be in Dallas all week, but
For work or fun?
work.
Oh, well then, see? Told you this is a different episode.
So, yeah. Got the email Saturday night. Was like,
Were you flying Delta?
yep.
Nice.
I could have taken the American flight direct from Richmond to Dallas, but I wanted to get my points, the whole 9 yards. So I was like, they get the same time.
A dedicated employee would have driven.
I've done that, not to
Yeah,
Dallas, but I've
that's,
driven some long drives. Dude, you know that. So I guess we can talk about the crowd strike.
Oh yeah. Debacle.
Up. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it was an update to a bit of software.
Aaron knows
a code.
Aaron knows the guys intimately from working with them in the industry.
Hello,
Whoa,
tell us
intimate.
more.
Hey.
Oh, sexy.
When you say you know someone intimately, is there another way? Like,
Literally means you fucked.
yeah, that's
Right.
like the only way, right?
That's intimate. I know my wife intimately.
I'm sorry, she's intimate with the situation.
Eesh.
The dude from the Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They're both Jersey people.
Why not? I knew she was. Dude, that's, well, that's cool. That's
Man.
wow. Tell us more. Yeah, you think she could get the situation on the show? That could boost our numbers.
That
dude.
could.
Good. Yeah.
At least with the ladies.
Fucking dope, dude. And then I want to have Stu come on and confront him.
Oh, fight.
Ooh, yes.
You mean
fight.
come out of the corner?
Oh, is this a cuckold situation? Nice.
I'm glad
like
you
that.
called
That's
that.
what I was like. I'm not following that one.
That situation blindfolds Stu's girl and
Yeah.
then taps him in and goes, you finish. Nice, dude.
Stu's like, I'm not falling for this for the 21st time.
Yeah, exactly.
It never ends right.
Dude,
Dude, these candles have a setting going on in here, a vibe.
I've got a little something going on right now.
You do.
Yeah, because but there's a lot of topics are coming about. I have a cooler from Scandals
Uh-oh.
that
Something died in.
when we left, about 15 to 25 pounds of pulled pork was dumped in, and I forgot that my cooler had it, and it was just sitting in there, along with some potato salad and some pasta salad.
Oh, my God.
And it just baked out here. And I opened that shit up yesterday, and the stink that came out of that cooler was some next level shit.
Did you throw the cooler out?
No, and I've left like 7 beers. They're the only things I left in the cooler. And I'm going to just hose those beers off, and I'm going to add them into the rotation. Now, I know which beers they are.
Wait, this cooler?
Yeah, the Yeti.
Oh, I cracked it earlier. I was wondering what was going on in there.
Dude, smells bad, right?
I was like, no, not quite.
And that's after a clean out.
Oh.
It's bad, dude. Bad.
Well, that's the problem with the real nice coolers that seal real well and prevent
it works
things
both
from
ways.
getting in. It also prevents things from getting out.
Absolutely cuts both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
Have we been on the podcast since your trip?
No, so we got Scandals recaps coming, but I want to talk about we were talking about the CrowdStrike thing.
Yeah.
I had flown into Atlanta, Delta Hub, where all the Delta flights are. Now, if people don't know, the CrowdStrike thing has grounded. It was really bad on Friday. Everything went down. Banks went down. Airlines went down. The whole situation went down. Car rental places. Anything that uses a computer was vulnerable.
With cloud storage backup.
And Delta has still not recovered, and we are now.
Is this? It's still messing with things.
Well, so Delta
getting better. But
their software that allows them to say, okay, here's the flight crew that's going to be on this flight, doesn't work. So they can't update and say this crew is going to be on this flight. So they're having to like go old school and like make spreadsheets and be like, somebody called Jim.
Yeah.
And see if Jim can work this flight. So they're phone treeing it. It's not. So Delta's still humped. They're canceling.
They didn't have a redundant system built in? That's
Delta's
smart.
still canceling hundreds of flights a day.
It's funny that this is like going on because this is affecting my life in zero ways.
So I flew to Atlanta Thursday morning, the day before
nice.
CrowdStrike Eve. And I flew to Atlanta.
Why is it called CrowdStrike?
CrowdStrike is the software that is a
It's a security company that you would
we go.
use to, keep all of your data safe.
I should probably
And they
change
did
that.
a
It
security-
seems like
they
a
did
bad
it-
name.
You're right.
Yeah, that sounds like the aftermath of something like Watergate. Like, dun,
But
dun,
what's
dun.
worse is it's just like it literally was just one person who put in the wrong code.
So it was accidental?
and hit
That's
enter.
what we say.
I don't believe that.
That's what we're saying.
Not in 2024.
My Uber driver has told me that it's actually the Chinese and that this was a virus, and CrowdStrike is kind of taking the fall because they also don't want it to be known that they were so vulnerable considering they are a security company. Now, this guy was driving a nice car.
I would believe him.
I tend to believe
Yeah.
that he's got the inside scoop, and he had this scoop
Did he show you the meme?
at 10 a.m. Friday morning. So he'd already gotten all the facts.
Oh, yeah.
He was spot on.
He's part of the conspiracy.
But the fact that he even used the name CrowdStrike before anyone knew what was going on, gotta believe him.
Well,
He
that's
said,
unique.
"It's actually the Chinese."
I'm definitely mocking this guy, but if I'm being honest, there's a piece in the back of my brain that's like, I bet some of these Uber drivers hear some shit and know some shit.
Oh, there's no doubt that it doesn't mean that he's right, but yeah,
Yeah.
When he started, I'm going to the airport, sitting in the back of the Uber, and I'm like, I'm getting a lot of texts about some craziness at the airport, and he's like, I wouldn't worry about it. I've dropped a bunch of people off, but I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
there was a computer virus. It was a hack by the Chinese, and then he said, and maybe even the Russians. And I was like, what? What does this guy know? And he said, yeah, CrowdStrike. They're calling it a glitch.
What did this guy look like?
He was Jamaican.
That's believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he stopped
He's got no
saying,
dog in this fight.
when he stopped saying everything was going to be all right, man.
Yeah.
He goes, you're going to the airport. He goes, oh, things may not be all right, man.
When he puffed and
Worry.
didn't give.
He didn't give. He said,
Oh.
he said this could be the last day, man. End of days.
He's all discombobulated.
End of
He
days.
forgot the rotation.
Yes. I don't know if it's right or left, man. So I'm just going to pass the Dutchie to me.
And what was he driving?
It was a nice car because I'd done a business like whatever
Upgrade?
those- the business comfort class. So it was a nice car. I don't remember what it was. But he did tell me, and I also won't be driving these electric cars, man, because this is the stuff. They hack it, you throw you through a red light. That's how you die, man. And I was like, he knows everything. Everything.
Can't they basically couldn't they do that if they want to with like a new car anyway? I mean, the amount of computers that are in new cars, I feel like if somebody wanted to like,
There were some
Control
hackers
you.
who did that to a Grand Cherokee a few years ago. They
Oh,
were like,
yeah,
they
I
were like,
remember that.
watch, because it has all this electronic. They were like, now it has no brakes. And the guy's on the course like, ah! He's like, see? Yeah, no, it can be done.
I was listening to one of those murder podcasts and they were talking about that. They were like, yeah, we checked this guy's F-150. Now, he doesn't have, satellite or anything, but we could tell when it started up. We could tell that he started at 1:33 in the morning. We could tell he drove 18 miles in that time. He stopped for 5 minutes. We could tell he started back up. It's like,
Yep.
oh, you think you're driving just some basic, automobile, but there's way more. And if you really stop and think about it, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
The
We
amount
had
of
this
computers.
conversation the other day, and I was like, I want to get back to my 86 F-150 with the distributor cap and no computer.
Yeah, but is it electronic fuel injected in
No.
86? Nice. You got a car. There's
Fuel
really
pump.
no electronics you got to worry about. That's the one.
Who's Stu planning to murder?
And get away with
Yes.
it.
The list is long.
Stu, I'll have
Like
you
in
know,
Billy Madison.
all of the jokes we've
Really
said
glad
about
I
you
called
on the
that guy.
podcast have been under
Yeah.
protest by me.
Oh, what?
All the jokes said on the podcast about him would be under protest by me.
Whatever. I
Just
think
as you're
probably
working-
leading the crew.
Nope. As you're working through who to stab,
He just has to listen.
jokes on him.
It's like, wait a minute. Now I'm going to go back and listen.
We left something. How long ago did we leave that out? The secret word.
Easter egg.
The Easter egg. 12 weeks ago?
Probably at Easter.
Ew, horrible joke. Horrible joke.
No, it probably was.
I don't like his joke. I'm very disappointed.
Why?
Stu's
That's a good
back.
joke.
Back at Easter?
Yeah.
It was
It was
not
an
that-
Easter egg. So we left it at Easter.
No, I got the.
I don't think you get the joke.
Maybe I don't get it.
It was probably May.
I didn't even think rabbits laid eggs.
You've seen the commercials
Which ones?
with the rabbit that
Yeah,
clucks and then lays that. Where do you think?
Cadbury.
Yeah.
Chocolate eggs.
There you go.
Chocolate milk comes from
like-
brown cows, dude.
It's like
Keep
you
up.
don't have kids.
I know that. I know that much, Troy. I'm not fucking stupid. So no, I got up. Well, here was my first problem. I flew into Atlanta Thursday, and I had
That is a problem.
I had the option of flying out that evening, or going to my favorite burger place, the Vortex, and getting shit-faced and eating burger. And I literally
That's not even
A choice.
like a choice. Yeah, like there's no option. You said something the first option in quotes, but that was never an option.
It was an option, but I had a work event that was going to keep me there like late, and I didn't know where the
So
night
you
was gonna
had to eat a
go.
burger and get drunk. Yeah.
The work event was after hours, so I was like, maybe I'll just stay the night because I don't want to rush the thing. But it kind of worked out where it ended at a reasonable time, and it's like I could have pushed it, but instead I was like, I'm gonna holler at Screen Door Mortgage. Shout out Screen Door Mortgage.
Nice.
And my coworker and the three of us got together and had burgers and beers, and I just took the flight the next morning.
So you were not bothered. It didn't affect you?
Nightmare, dude.
Oh, really?
Nightmare. I'm going to the airport and I'm like, la da da. And I'm talking to my Jamaican Uber driver and he's telling me, it's fine, man. Look, there goes a plane. And I was like, yeah, there goes a plane.
That was the
I was
last
like-
one.
I was like, everything's fine. There does go a plane. Now, what I should have realized is usually in the time when you're approaching the airport,
You see multiple
you'll see a
planes.
dozen planes.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, man, look, there's a plane. And I'm like, yeah, all right, dude. I was like, big tip, 5 stars.
One plane every 30 minutes. That's normal for a major hub.
Perfectly normal. Dude, I walked in that airport and immediately I started looking around and the lines are like massive. And it's like 10 in the morning. I'm like, all right, that's cool. No worries, no worries. I get into security. I drop my stuff on the conveyor belt and like I'm waiting for it, and I'm like, I can't believe I got through security. Like, this is great. Literally, as my stuff enters the x-ray machine, the screen goes boom. And the dude's like, what's wrong with this thing? Just keeps hitting it. And I'm like, oh shit. And I look over and it's just blue screen to death on that
So it
machine.
affected all the electronics?
Dude, that was my first taste.
No, but
of
your
how-
first thought was, what's in my bag?
Yeah. Were you a little worried?
yeah.
Were
That
you a
just
little
killed the
worried?
X-ray machine.
Like, boy, that EMP really thought that would have gotten through till we were in the air. No, so that goes down. So then they had to pull all the luggage out, and they're like, this machine's working. So they're moving everybody into one line. But I'm like, and they're like, everybody go over there. And I'm not leaving because my stuff is literally in it. I saw
Yeah.
it go in. And he's like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, my stuff is in there. Like, pull it out. They had to
Yeah.
go get this big, like,
Hook.
fish hook thing and pull it out.
Not
and
the
they're
Apollo.
Like, and I'm like, well, it's already been through. Like, you've seen it. And they're like, no.
Nice
Stuck
try,
it over there.
bomber man.
Yeah. So I had to wait forever for it to go through the one machine that's working.
Did
Now
you have
at
to
this
get
point,
at
I
the end of the
realized-
line?
No, I was on the other side of. I'd already gone through my
Okay.
my stuff, so I just was waiting on the other side, and that's when I noticed all those lines were getting reduced to the one, and that line just started backing up down the terminal. I was like, oof, that's brutal. I finally get my shit.
So
and I'm
you still think you're getting on your point?
yeah, I'm like, I'm out of here. Fuck this.
Yeah.
The problems are
Screw
here.
you, nerds! I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
I'm off, loser. As soon as I start going down like the walkways from terminals, you see like families and shit.
Going the
Like,
opposite
just-
direction.
No, just posted up.
Yeah.
Apparently this thing hit in the night and all those flights dropped. I just happened to catch a moment where the TSA stuff was working again and got through somewhat. As soon as I walked into my terminal and I looked up, it was just blue screens reset. So you don't know what flight is what.
Oof.
You go to the screens that like show if everything's delayed or open, and it's like 2 of them are working.
Wow.
And I'm like,
That's when you
uh-oh.
realize you're like, I'm stuck in lockdown.
Yeah, it was like, oh shit. And so then I go to my app and it's like on time. I'm like, bitches, A7. And I'm just hanging out at A7 and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And finally I see this pilot getting on. I was like, hey man, I can't get any updates here. Like, where are you guys going? He's like, Minneapolis. I'm like, fuck. And he goes, next flight's to Florida. And I was like, oh, okay, so none of this is accurate.
Yeah.
And then I realized my app hasn't updated since last night.
Oh.
Like it's just dead. It's frozen in time. Like, on time, motherfucker. You're good. Then I started looking like I have to find other ways in. Turns out I had gotten an email to my personal email that was like, you've been delayed till 5:37. I'm like, okay, well, I still have a flight. Kinda. Then I noticed
what
the
time
line.
is this? 10 in the morning?
Yeah, it's probably like 10:30, 11 at this point. And then you see the lines that run from the start of a terminal all the way to the end of the terminal, and nothing's moving.
What-
I mean,
And that's a
nothing.
massive airport.
What day was this?
Massive. Friday morning.
Okay, I was just.
That's the day all the airlines were down, not just Delta.
Yeah. I was just trying to think.
Unbelievable. So
You
I'm
haven't
like,
decided to hit the eject button yet?
oh, I'm trying to figure it out. So
Well, the reason I was asking, because you said it's Friday. When my flight got canceled, I got an email Saturday night saying your flight was canceled Sunday, moved to Monday. Please don't pay attention to your app.
yeah, that's basically
Like-
what I learned the hard way.
They were telling me, like, this thing's not going to update. It's not just.
App's nonsensical. So a flight gets pushed back. Then about the time my flight was supposed to board around noon, it's like, okay, you're good. Your flight is now canceled, but you have other options, and like the app won't work. So it's showing me all the flights I could get on. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. And it's like air. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'll take that one. Air. I played that air game for about an hour before I was like, rental car. I'm gonna get a fucking rental car. So I jump on the phone because we have like a travel agency through work. So I sit on hold with them for an hour. It took me over an hour to get to the rental car place. As soon as I get there, the thing lets me off hold and goes, we'd like you now to take a survey now that we've helped you. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Wow.
I did not. I was like, and zeros and zeros. Fuck. So go to the rental car place. Lady just laughs at me.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, nobody in this airport has cars,
Yeah.
and we're certainly not doing one ways. Like, all right, cool. So back on hold with the travel agency. Finally, after 2 hours of waiting on hold, got through to them, and the guy goes, hey, so our computers don't work, and we can't rebook you on anything or help you with a rental car. It's awesome. So then I'm now outside of TSA because I've left.
Yeah, I
to
was
go
going to
the
say, I
rental car
would
place.
have just started hoofing it like,
So I called every rental car place within an hour and a half of Georgia, just going down the line. And you can't go online and check because the systems aren't working. So I just keep going in. They're like, no, dude, we're not
Haven't
giving
you
any
heard?
cars. Yeah, the whole world's on fire. One lady gave me a good piece of advice. She goes, the trick is you call U-Haul. You get one of those pickups.
oh, yeah.
If your company will reimburse you the 25 cents a mile, you're off to the races. I was like, that's actually pretty smart.
I would have bought a car on Marketplace for $2,500.
Well, about
That's not a bad idea.
about two. Actually, that's brilliant. About 2 o'clock.
I mean,
I
Brendan's
get-
always looking for a car on Marketplace for $2,500 anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
no brainer. But then all of a sudden, I saw an email that was like, "Hey, this is Delta. Like, we've just put you on another flight." So now I have to like blind accept that this like 7 o'clock flight is okay. It's like, all right. I walked for almost 4 hours just to find a seat so I could work. Like in the airport, just up and down terminals with the lines everywhere, families sleeping,
Yeah.
and strewn about. It was seriously
that
like,
sounds awful,
'cause,
dude.
Like
Post-apocalyptic.
Friday, guys in Charlotte with my corporate office, they were telling they were sending out emails to people saying, just don't come to the airport.
Yeah, just
Like,
don't.
Just don't.
I was stuck in it.
And then on the backside of that, so my flight was canceled Saturday night. Supposed to fly out Sunday, got moved to Monday. So Monday and Sunday, I'm on the phone trying through the app and calling to get a canceled refund through Delta. Took me better part of all day Sunday, and then Monday, I'm like, shit, I'm still not getting any word. Can't go through. The app's like, sorry, we can't connect. Nobody's answering this phone. Erin had to fly out Monday at noon. So I'm like, well, I'll just go with her, drop her off, park, and go actually up to the desk where you check in and see if I can get a guy to cancel my flight and refund it. And he's like, I get there. Erin goes on. I'm standing there. The guy's like, let me see you. So he looks at it. He's like, oh, well, I can't refund your ticket from here. I can't cancel your flight and give you the refund. I was like, why not? And he said, well, because if you'd have just paid cash or just paid for the flight and didn't use your points for anything, then I could have refunded. But because you used 3,500 points to pay for your baggage check, you got to call Delta and work with them directly.
Oh, good, because they've got all the systems.
Yeah. And it was like and then they're like, oh, well, it'll be 7 to 10 days before we refund, after about 12 hours of waiting on hold for them to call me back.
I had a Zoom meeting on Friday, and then family and I got in the car and drove down to the lake and had a nice Saturday going over to. We went over to Lake Fest over at Clarksville. Didn't know any of this shit was going on.
That's very nice.
It was awesome, man. I didn't know any of this was going on. I heard tale of it on Sunday or Monday, like, oh my gosh, something failed and people couldn't fly, and I was like, oh man.
Troy's like, I'm living off the grid.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
It's a surreal feeling to stand in the terminal, see nothing but blue screens. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's in lines or sleeping or huddled together. And the planes are all just at the gates.
Yeah.
So many planes. So many ways that
I hate air travel because of the stuff like this.
Well,
It's
the flight that Erin got dropped her off at noon, and she was supposed to be in. She should have, if everything had gone to plan, leaves noon in Richmond and be in Detroit by 4 p.m. through LaGuardia. She didn't get to Detroit till almost midnight, and the flight leaving from LaGuardia, luckily one stewardess volunteered to work the flight, and another pilot volunteered to work the flight also.
Yeah, they're doing it free.
Like, we're getting out. We're going to get this flight. We'll help you guys out. And she sends me pictures from the Detroit airport, which is also another Delta hub. And she said the bags, like you can see that there's luggage claim, or
No,
it was just ridiculous.
They're just bags.
You can
stacked.
drive to Detroit in 9.5 hours.
Yeah, which is
if you can get your hands on a car.
She has a car, I think.
That's true. I was stuck there. I got lucky though. They brought like a big old international jet in and took all the flights to Richmond that had been delayed all day and just jammed everybody on that motherfucker.
Oh, that sounds lucky.
Flew them.
Sounds
that
awesome.
was it. Trust me, it was lucky because I know people who are still stranded, like just
We had some
days and days.
We had some friends that were down in South Florida for a diving competition, and they got stranded down there. And they called their daughter, and their daughter and her husband got in the car, drove all the way to South Florida, picked them up, and drove all the way back. It's like 30-some hours in the car.
That's awesome though. Like that's huge.
But that's brutal to even ask of somebody.
Oh, I was getting to the point where I was like, honey, I'm at my wit's end. I'm
And
good
you're
at
probably in
this.
the doghouse, like it's your fault. Like, why aren't you here?
She was being cool. She was being
that's
cool.
good.
But I was getting to that point. I was like, honey, I'm good at this. Like, I'm great at figuring this stuff out. I'm out of options. Like, I am.
I'm going to start
stranded.
walking.
Well, I think we had.
Yeah.
Dave and I had. I don't know. Dave and I have friends that, and it was about the same time as the incident with CrowdStrike. But the family was flying to Greece, and everybody but the husband got
Not
to
the
Greece,
same as
and
the pop.
the husband got stuck in London at the connecting flight because of passport issues.
Without his family?
Well,
that sounds horrible.
yeah, but I don't know if that was
Go
part of it,
without
but it was
me.
like same
Yeah.
time frame.
When you speak of me, speak well.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be here in London with all the drunks.
Enjoy Greece.
Funny thing, that was Saturday, and he's still over there.
Yeah.
Stuck.
Honey, I still can't get a flight.
This is horrible. Yeah. Where are you? I have no idea. I'm hammered.
I got a new job in London.
I met a girl.
I ran the numbers. It's just going to be cheaper if I stay over here at this point.
Yeah, it sucked, dude. It sucked. But
That does
we're
sound
here.
awful.
Well, it's crazy
Stu's
though.
here. He got stuck. He couldn't get out. That's great. We got Stu.
Talk about a first world problem. one little thing.
So now there's
half the
fucking-
globe.
Yeah, one where there
Done.
should have been a 0.
Now I have
whatever.
now I have a problem. Now it's affecting me.
That's true. There you
I
go.
thought I got away scot free.
No. Now you've got Stu here.
That's right.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
CrowdStrike affects us all in different
Yeah.
ways, Troy.
We've all been through pain.
It's
Stuart.
been tough.
It's continuing.
I just want to know if Stuart heard the episode where he
No.
where he got
No.
a nickname,
If I had, I would probably know it.
Stewardess. You remember that one? You should really listen. They're pretty funny.
I wish I had the time.
Yeah, being on vacation, there's no way you can listen to a podcast flying all over the world.
John Wick isn't going to watch itself.
That's right. Again.
Exactly. Hope they don't kill his dog. That probably piss him off real good.
Don't ruin it for me.
You didn't watch that either? Holy shit. What do you do? Oh, he raw dogs flight.
That's right.
He's
a raw
one of those.
dogger.
He's a raw dogger. You a raw dogger?
No.
Are you familiar with the term raw dogging flights?
I would imagine. No, I'm not familiar with it, but I'm probably thinking you're just sitting there doing nothing.
Oh, he's familiar with the raw
Actually,
dog.
Yeah.
no. You're spot
Actually,
on.
Probably-
you nailed it.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm raw dogging, like I was going to, per your term, I was supposed to do a raw dog flight. I guess would have been to Dallas and back because I picked seats that were way in the back, next to nobody, no electronics, no nothing. It was just going,
Yeah.
be done.
Raw dogging a flight is where you literally sit there and you never touch the screen and you just stare at it. Now, the original raw dog
You can
I believe,
watch- you
was
can
to
watch
watch the
the
flight
plane.
tracker.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
flight tracker.
You can't get on your phone.
You can't get on your phone. You can't listen to a
Can't watch
podcast.
a movie.
Can't
So
do
what I end
anything.
up doing is I will turn the flight tracker on and just listen to music and kill.
Why is that trending?
Because people are stupid.
No, I mean, why? Who was like, guess what I'm doing? Torturing myself.
Some jackass teen, I'm sure.
I can honestly say that I have raw dogged a couple flights in my day.
Yeah, we all did. It's
mean
called
stewardess.
fucking being young and not. They didn't have fucking TVs on every headrest,
yeah.
and you didn't have a phone.
Yeah, and you just stared.
I read the fucking stupid magazine 20 times, and I looked at the safety manual 50
But
times.
that's not raw dogging.
I know.
If you had Sky Mall, you're cheating. Which was a great magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did they get rid of the Sky Mall?
No one. I mean, no one stares at the back of the seat in front of them.
There's
For
one or two
4-hour
every once in a
flights.
blue moon. You'll see one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're doing it for like. They're probably recording it, ironically, using an electronic device for likes.
Okay, so that's the screwed up thing with the raw dog. These people are recording themselves raw dog, and they're like, "Look, I raw dog."
Not a raw dog.
That's as soon as you lost it. The
Yep.
raw dog is literally just for you. You can't share it with other people, or you've already not.
By the
raw
way,
dogged.
idiot kids, raw dogging is a term that we invented a long time ago.
Yeah, it's not wearing a condom.
Yeah.
When you brought this up the first time to me, the raw dog thing, I was like, oh, cool. So
Yeah.
that's like you're having the Mile High Club, but without a condom.
Yeah.
That makes
And then it was
perfect
like-
sense.
It was like, no, you just stare at the screen and just watch the flight tracker. And now there's people who are like, I'm going even harder. And they turn off the screen when they get on the plane and stare at it in silence.
That's called a flight that has no screen.
Yeah, that's just
That's
called
just
That's just called
Flight.
being dumb.
that's called every flight from the late
Yeah.
80s and before.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just what it was.
back from the Himalayas.
Oh my gosh.
Ray's got all the stuff.
Don't worry about it. I won't be here long.
Yeah. I like that Stu's calling Ray out.
Yeah, I like it. Ray walks in. We're
Look
like,
at this new guy.
I gotta watch.
yeah, I can't believe that this whole raw dog thing
It's dumb.
is
it's just
is
a
real
dumb thing.
and trending, and people are like, I am so awesome.
Yeah.
You're just
You're an
staring
idiot.
at the back of a seat.
You have the option to watch 100 movies you've never seen. Do that.
Does it count if I just got on a plane and went to sleep?
No.
Is that a raw
No.
dog? I have to keep my eyes
Yeah,
open.
you got to be focused.
Can I accept water?
I don't know, because I never would even entertain the idea of doing this for one fucking half of a second. The last flight I went on last year when we went to California, I was like, holy cow, they have all these movies and they're free now. This is awesome. I'm going to watch something I've never seen before.
Right.
And I immediately watched 2 entire movies I'd never seen before. And was like, this is the best flight I've ever been on.
Yeah.
I can't
and
get
Brendan-
past that they're using the word that way.
I know. Yeah, that's
Like
Yeah.
they're taking something so pleasurable,
Yeah.
and destroying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Something
true.
beautiful.
It is.
When
Right.
you
And
when you
stepping all
natural-
over it. Yes.
when you have the option to watch all the movies, but you don't, that's closer to the equivalent of putting on a condom for sex.
Yes.
Right.
You're
It's less pleasurable.
less pleasurable flight.
Right.
No.
So they're doing it
It'd be
all
like
wrong.
we're torturing this flight.
Right.
Yeah. It should be like we're
Lotion-free
Strapping on a Jimmy.
masturbation. That's what it should be
Well,
called.
I'm sure Brendan can do attest to it. It's hard to raw dog when you're in Comfort Plus or first class.
Oh no, Stu! I am economy by the toilet catching whips. I don't fly like you do. I don't fly to exotic places like you
just
do.
saying.
And I don't have room. I sit in the middle.
Did you take the exit row on your international flight? Because drinks are free.
No, I didn't get the exit row. I had a whole family with me.
All right,
you put the whole
We were
family.
literally
Oh, that's
all
right.
in
You
the
got
back.
that. Yeah.
Let's go around. How many times, Brendan, have you flown first class?
For work.
Just how many times have you flown? It doesn't matter if it's for work or not.
I got upgraded once when I got on a plane. It was dope. And the girl next to me was first class. I was blown away. I was like, do they always get to sit next to hot chicks? I was like, this is crazy.
You're like, I'm on a raw dog on this flight.
It was actually super awkward too, because it was one of these like I sat there and like she's like chatting me up and I'm like, why are you chatting me up? Like, is
Yeah.
this what first class people do?
Yeah.
And then like
Are
I'm
they
like,
setting the hook so I'm going to start buying first class every
yeah,
time
I was
fly?
wondering if they upgrade you and then they put a hot chick next to you and have her laugh at your jokes the whole way and you go, first class rules. Because she literally laughed at all my jokes and I was like, oh man, this is going great. And then she walked off the plane and she walked with me.
Oh,
And then-
wow.
And then she was like,
And then you
"We
raw
should-"
dogged.
She was like, we should go get dinner or something.
Oh,
no
snap.
joke. And I was like, well, I have a big day tomorrow. I can't. Now I'm married, so like I can't. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. I was like, I can't. Like I gotta go do this. And then she LinkedIn me, and I was like, holy shit! Like she's not giving up. Like I already denied her proposal for
Yeah.
dinner. I went to my hotel room and sat there and just raw dogged, stared at the screen, didn't even turn it on because
You
I was
didn't
like,
use that,
Yeah.
bro.
I was like, what just? No, that's right. When you stare at a
What just
screen,
happened?
when you stare at a screen blankly, going, what just happened? For hours.
It
You
was
also-
lotionless masturbation.
You also shouldn't say I went back to my hotel and raw dogs because then you're kind of mixing.
I thought
the
I was
two.
using the term.
No, not for us old heads.
Okay, I went back to my
Dave,
room.
have you flown first class a lot?
Nope. Never.
Ever? Never? Because I know you wouldn't pay for it.
Right. It makes no sense to me.
Stu?
9 times.
9 times? Ray? Twice. All right.
and I'm assuming no for you.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I sleep. Like I have a special talent. I can sleep in pretty much any position.
That's awesome.
So it doesn't matter. I'll sit there, don't even recline the seat, head nodding off, sleeping the whole time. I call it the time warp
Yep.
because
I call it
I get
time
on-
traveling to
Yep.
my kids when we drive anywhere. I'm like, just time travel. Go to sleep, and when you wake up, I will have gotten us there.
Right.
It's the best way to travel.
That's the
get
worst
no
though
credit for that.
when you're sitting there and all of a sudden I've done it, but you're sitting there and you just boom, head goes straight forward and
Oh, and it wakes you up.
you're like, oh, I'm just
Never had
bobbing,
that
weaving.
problem.
My thing is I snore, so like I can't sleep anywhere because I'll be like,
Oh, there's people that snore on the plane. I mean,
yeah, but I
it
don't want to
happens.
interrupt.
Right.
Like that's annoying. That's an
Yeah, no,
annoyance
it-
thing. So
I don't
like,
care.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all.
Up until I was in my mid 20s, I had flown in more Pipers and Cessnas than I had in commercial jets because flying wasn't something I did a lot as a child.
I've only done that twice. Like I've only been in a small, like somebody else's, like I knew somebody flying the plane. It was like maybe 4
yeah,
passengers.
I know.
little guy.
I used to
didn't-
know a bunch of pilots, so I.
Nice.
My buddy Justin had his pilot's license in high school. We'd just go up to Richmond and rent a plane for an hour and just go fly around, the two of us. It was awesome.
yeah, big boppers and Kennedys don't get on small planes.
Yeah.
So,
You seem to like riding in convertibles, though.
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, there goes your point.
Yeah.
No, I don't sit in the
Ooh.
back of convertibles. I drive the convertible.
Oh, okay.
It's very different.
That logic checks out.
Very different.
James Dean.
No, look, when Kennedys are in cars, the problem is if you're sitting in the back, elevated, or if you're the stripper next to him. That's how it works.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But everybody says first class is awesome, but I would never know.
my experience, it's fantastic.
Literally, it's
But it's full of devil temptations.
if your flight's longer than 5 hours,
That's when it's worth it.
I could
It's
see
worth
that. I
it.
could
Yeah.
see that.
That's when
If
it's
you're
worth it.
under,
if
like-
you can afford it, or if you have the points.
yeah. Or if you're under 4 hours, or like 3 hour flights, Comfort Plus, way to go. But anything under an hour and a half, it's not worth the money. Period.
Yeah.
No, they're always offering me upgrades for that. They're like, hey, for $75, your 1 hour flight, you could sit in first class. I'm like, I can't even get drunk in an hour.
Yeah.
Why would I want to sit in first class? You give me a 12-hour flight though, put me in first class. I'm going to show you something. This is going to be good. You're going to have to clean
Your
this seat.
wiener. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm raw dogging.
All the kids are doing it.
Security. Sir, that means
Air Marshal, get over here quick.
Look how big it is.
But I'm raw dogging.
Would you say the size of my penis is a threat to this flight? Asking for me.
Can you tell the cops when they get here?
This is going to be great.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to have to make an exception, sir. I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm currently raw dogging.
Seats taken.
Can't sit here. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just was like, this is the cool. It just seems so dumb. I literally when we flew to, I think we flew from Richmond to Dallas, and then Dallas to San Diego. I was like, free movies. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you used to have to pay for that crap, right?
You used to have to pay for the headphones.
Yeah.
Because I remember flying back from Vegas once, and this is like 20 years ago when it was like rare to have this stuff.
Yeah.
And I literally had lost everything. And I mean everything in Vegas. And I got on that flight and they were like, $7 for headphones? $7 for headphones? And I was like, oh, fuck me. I don't have $7. And I sat on that flight and I watched everybody watching the movies and they'd start laughing at different things. And I was just like, I fucking hate my life. I couldn't afford a snack because this is like everything you had to pay for back then. I couldn't afford food. I got the complimentary water and that was a godsend. But I couldn't afford food and I couldn't afford headphones and everyone just laughed and laughed.
So you were raw dogging before it was cool.
That's right.
Dude, I've been raw dogging forever.
Forever.
Forever. Now, though, you see, I'm taking it to the next level. I'm now doing it
Anal.
Raw dogging ain't all.
anal raw dog. I'm going to put on a movie without subtitles and just watch it with no headphones. It's even worse than a raw dog. And I'll make it a foreign movie. So it's even more. I can't even read lips.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new thing. I'm going to try to invent a trend.
There you go.
What are we going to come up with? The foreign raw dog?
I feel like that's more entertainment, though. That's more stimulus for your brain than staring at a flight tracker.
Okay.
So I think you're cheating.
Okay.
I don't think that's the next level.
Okay. You put the sleep mask on. You put the headphones in and watch a movie in Mandarin.
Nope. Still stimuli.
That would put you to sleep.
But you got to stay up. Got to stay up.
Because that would put me to sleep.
You got to do stimulants the whole way.
We've you got to do truck stop speed the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. The worst shit. You know, it's just mini things.
Yes.
Just popping them
God.
bitches.
God, I used to love those things.
Oh, they're horrible, dude.
They're bad for you.
Bad for you.
Bad for
Crosses.
I took 14 in one night.
Oh my God.
Nah, that didn't go well. My dick didn't work.
I remember,
for 4 days.
I remember us talking about that. Yeah, you
It's not an exaggeration.
it messes your wiener up pretty bad.
Bad, dude.
Bad.
But I had to do a whole semester's worth of work in a night.
Yeah.
And so my buddy's like,
Oh, you weren't even partying. This wasn't even for
no.
funsies.
My buddy was like, you know, there's an easy answer, right? And I was like, well, tell me more, sir. And he was like, mini thins, dude. He's like, you get these things in the gas station. These are great. And I was like, oh, how many do you take? And he's like, well, you know, you really need to stay up. He was like, I want you to take 5. And I was like, okay, it says right here, take 1 or 2. And he's like,
Yeah.
take 5. And I took 5 and my hair started tingling and
Yes.
shit. But man, I was so laser focused.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was working. I was researching. I was breaking stuff down. I was taking notes. I was typing. I was like,
Beautiful
look at
mind
me.
shit was going on behind you.
Awesome. And then I started fading. And I was like, oh no, like this isn't good. And he's like, well, you basically got to double your dose now though, because now you've already built up a little bit of tolerance. He's like, so you should take like 10. And I was like, oh, that seems excessive. I'm going to do like 9. So then I took
the
9.
math checks out.
In my mind, it did.
Yeah.
So I took like 9. And then the hair tingle came back, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then I went to pee, and I looked down, and my dude had turned like purple or blue. And he was like really, really small. And I was having a really hard time peeing. And I was like, oh, okay, this is some kind of side effect that I was unaware of. And I got through the pee, and then I went back, and I just kept working and working and working. I got all through the night, pulled it off, went in, no sleep, turned in my stuff, and I was like, hell yeah. But now I'm still like all cracked
I was
out.
going to say, this is the same guy who comes back to him the next day and says, do you need to get some sleep? I got something for you.
Exactly.
You got to take some of these. So then I finally finish up. I'm able to take a nap, and I woke up, and I was like, I don't feel a lot of ill effects. And then I went to take a leak, and it was still this purple little pinky. And I was like, what is happening right now?
Yep.
And then it was like, all right. So I went through like another 24 hours, and it's still like, looks like someone's been choking it out. And I'm like, all right, you know what I'm noticing is no movement here, like at all.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just get some other stimuli, if you will, for the
Not raw dog.
for the dog. Nothing happened. I'm not kidding. For 4 days, that bitch was in a coma.
Damn. So that's the warning side effect?
I'm telling you, that is the number one side effect that you should be concerned with. Not
It's illegal.
addiction.
They don't make them now.
Oh, don't they?
I
Don't.
don't think
It's
they
called
sell it
speed.
anymore.
Well,
bit in there.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because
They do sell it.
Mini thins?
Yeah, but it's like a seventh generation rework.
Oh, wow.
They take
so
out the
it
ephedrine.
no longer has the ephedrine.
Yeah, the ephedrine was the
that's
real
the-
deal.
Ephedrine that and ever since then it's almost like an allergic reaction now that I have to it. I remember one time I was down at the beach and this girl was hitting on me. Things were going great, and my boy came over and he dosed me because he knew that like my dick would not react well to this. And he dropped a mini thin in my beer. It was like back when I'm like in college, and I'm like drinking it, and it's like it tastes funny,
Chalky.
but I'm also like I don't want to act weird, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like obviously I'm just being weird, but I'm macking on this girl, and then I realized I got to the bottom and there was like a powder, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I took a leak, and my dick was like, we're not here. We're not in right now. I was
Checked
like
out.
this, and I was like, these motherfuckers. I started hollering, and one of my buddies like, ah! He's like, I dropped him anything in your
Dude,
beer.
I would have murdered that dude.
This
Like,
is
I
like-
find dosing people like that, like, to be one of the most disgusting things.
This is Brendan's third dosing story
Yeah.
in 3 weeks.
Yeah, dude, people love to slip shit in my drinks. I don't know what the hell is going on. But in my defense now, that girl thinks I am a motherfucking saint. Because I went back to her place. I just cuddled her.
Yeah.
Got up the next morning.
Didn't make a move.
Made breakfast and left. I was like,
And she's like, he should have married me.
yeah, dude, let's do a beer.
What's the deli?
I got a 6-pack of some kind of like lightly hopped summer beer from Solstice Brewery.
Okay.
I just hit a milestone of my first ever mixed drink
pack?
That's the one.
made by Ray.
Yeah, that looks like it.
A little old fashioned.
Yeah.
Peach bitters.
First ever Ray mixed drink.
Oh, he doesn't need a mic.
How many are we?
Are you joining
Holler.
in?
Oh, yeah,
That's your mic right
How
there.
many are we handing out?
Do it.
And Ray, you are on the air.
Sorry, I was late.
I just want to make sure that works.
I don't think it's working.
There we go.
Oh, it's
Perfect.
good.
It's working.
It's working just fine.
Need some headphones.
Oh, we got all that stuff. Welcome, Ray. Just in time for the deli, as a true alcoholic would do.
By the way, while we're passing out all
Why
these
wait?
beers,
Just walk right in.
I wanted to give a shout out to a listener,
Okay, I like that.
Bailey.
Okay.
She reached out to my daughter the day after the podcast came out with her owl story, and just sent her a nice little note that said, "I'm supporting you from the podcast."
Hell yeah.
So I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, so of that 7.6 million, we get a few.
That's right.
We know of one. So,
Do we know Bailey? Does anyone know Bailey, the listener?
It's his dog.
I don't know, Bailey.
Nope.
I'm just saying.
Think it's your dog? Your dog's a listener?
I do have a dog named Bailey, but that's
No, but I love that. Like that's the kind of stuff. Like that's somebody.
Bailey. If you're listening, you should send a topic in and leave a review.
Yes.
Oh, InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com.
Yes.
But
We
I
need more reviews.
appreciate that he's supporting the podcast.
Yeah,
they
it's
just
awesome.
reached out.
Made my daughter's day.
Yeah.
I'm like, look,
Don't want to
Joy,
assume
we're-
Bailey's pronouns, so they reached out.
True.
You know, respect.
I don't think a dude would reach out, show support like that.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I don't.
What the fuck you mean?
I would never do that. My
Yeah,
wife would do that.
Okay, well, you're a dick. She's
Right.
cool, but that doesn't mean anything.
All of those things are true.
That
Yeah.
person's better than I am, which makes me think it's a female.
The bar is so low for who you are.
True.
I would say 70% of guys are better than you. That struck a nerve.
That's a high. Wow.
He's like, damn, dude. That really hurt. No, but you got to assume.
He's looking around the room going, that math ain't mathing.
All right, so this is called Sunkissed. It's a dry hopped summer ale from Solace Brewing. Solace. Solace? Solace. It's gotta be Solace.
Solus, that's me.
I'm pretty excited about this, though. This is the one that I predicted would win a deli. And I know nothing about it, but I do know that everything that's come out of this brewery that I've ever had, I've enjoyed. And it's dry hopped and it's a summer, so it should just smell more like hops than. I haven't tasted it, so I don't know any of this.
Where's your blue suit? Your purple suit? Your
It's
blue
inside.
purple suit?
It's inside.
I want to see that son of a bitch. Maybe next week?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay.
5-3.
Not super strong, I can tell that. You said 5.3, Stu?
Yeah. Says if summer could be poured into a glass, it would taste like sun-kissed, sweet tanginess of perfectly ripe, juicy oranges, accentuated with a pleasant bitterness from Citra and Lotus hops.
Which the Citra hop's going to play right into the oranginess. Which I don't taste a lot of hop.
Is orange a citrus?
Not according to Stu.
It's a fruit.
You gonna write yours down, Brendan? Oh, he has to write his down.
Yeah. Stu's the critical one. Hey, Ray.
What?
Look over here. Look over here.
Again?
There. Now my score is known.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
You have to write your score down.
What'd you say to him or something?
New rule.
I just showed him.
Oh, okay.
Showed him. I didn't want to write it down. I'm saving ink.
Yes.
Can I just put it
Save
on my
the
phone
square.
and show
Yeah,
everybody?
yeah.
Put on your calculator.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, actually.
Or you can go first.
You want me to go first?
No, whoever goes first doesn't have to write it down.
Well, mine's already out there, so
I haven't
let's
had a sip yet. Really.
Troy, are you ready to go?
Stuart hasn't had a sip yet.
This is confusing me.
Okay, Ray, are you ready to go?
It's confusing me too, but I'm not a.
I'm
I
glad
think
to go
Troy
in.
and I are the same when it comes to tasting beers.
All right, I'm glad to go in.
All right, go for
Let
it.
me go
I
for
think you
this.
should go.
Pretty excited about this beer. If I'm being honest. I don't taste the hop, really. It's not really coming out to me much. A dry hop should be more on the nose, not on the flavor. So maybe that's it. But even on the nose, I'm not getting a lot of hop. What I like about this, though, is it definitely has a little bit of an oranginess. It's super refreshing, easy drinking. I like it. It's basically everything Blue Moon wishes it was if it wasn't kind of like overly syrupy and then you had to like add an orange. I really like this beer. I would certainly drink this in the summer. It definitely has more of a vibe of a Sam Adams summer, like a Brooklyn summer, somewhere in that ballpark, with just a hint more orange and a little less going on, which I actually appreciate. I'm going to give it a 4.
I'll go next.
That's what he showed me too.
All right. This beer is delicious.
Wow.
I actually don't. I get the Citra hops. I don't get the orange so much. But
Maybe that's what it
But there's a
is.
lot of overlap there. I understand what you're saying about there's no nose,
None.
or I've lost my sense of smell. But it's very like a dry hop beer is. That flavor hits you right off the bat,
And then
and then it disappears. So unlike a Blue Moon, there's like no malt anywhere in there.
Yeah.
And what you said about it being refreshing and being 5.3, this is like an incredible summer beer for me as a fan of IPAs. So I give this a 4.
Boom, 2 4s on the board. I like it. We're off to a good start.
You want to go, Ray, or you want me to go?
I'll go.
All right.
So I do not like this beer.
Okay, here we go. This is why we do it.
First off, I taste the tangerine and the orange in it. It's very, very forward. But then the hoppiness that just kind of lingers. A beer that's only 5%, I think it should be crisp. I think it should end. This kind of lingers a little bit too much, and I am not an IPA or hoppy fan. So I'm going to give this a 2.5.
You and I do not see eye to eye on this.
That's the way it is.
So Ray and I usually are on the same page, but I kind of disagree with him and lean more towards you guys this week. I was confused by it because I didn't know how I wanted to score it, because I was going to score it higher because it was an IPA, and I could see where y'all went for, but I'm going to stick at the 3.5. I like this. It's crisp and clean and finishes. It doesn't have a lot of hops at the end, which is really what kills me on IPAs. And being a 5.3 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, that's high octane, but not, 7.2. So, like, it's better than a 3.6 or some, weak ass light beer. I think this is not bad overall, and it's pretty refreshing. And I don't know, I was confused. Dave said he didn't taste orange, but he tasted citrus.
Citra.
To me, it tastes orangey, and I like it. I like orange flavored stuff. So to me, it was good.
The more I
What's your
sip
score?
3.5.
The more I sip it, the more I do taste that orange. But in those first early sips, it was Citra hop. But now I can kind of feel a little tiny
All right,
bit of
Captain,
orange.
what do you
juice in
got?
there.
So I smell nothing but oranges coming right off the top. Like it's definitely the orange.
Maybe that
Right
is
at
the
the nose.
Citra hop. Maybe that's why.
So-
I was like, I'm not smelling hops.
I definitely smell that. I do. I mean, I'm not a big IPA guy either, but the tangerine is good. I think it is crisp. I don't feel a lingering funk from the hops, and I think it washes down clean. Like, I'm sitting here after waiting 2 minutes or a minute and a half, not even, taking a sip, and I don't have any funk in my mouth like you would get from which is great because I guess that's the dry hop side of it.
That's the beauty of the dry hop.
Yeah.
And 5.3 for an IPA, hell yeah, I'm agreeing with Troy because I don't want the 7.7s, 8.3 or whatnot. So I put it as a 3.
A 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm not going to necessarily buy this.
That is a 3.4. She does not get a deli.
Oh.
That is unfortunate.
I was thinking Ray's low score with a.
There it is. I knew I'd find it sooner or later.
I was thinking
it really
Ray-
needs to be at the bottom.
Ray with a 2.5, it wouldn't be so bad. With
There's
5 of
five
us.
of you guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
it's
his 3 ended up.
Yeah.
His 3
I thought for
ended up-
sure you were going to go 3.5, Stu.
Well, I did forget something, but I'm not going to go there now. I didn't go into any marketing.
This is why.
Yeah.
This is Stu has to write his score down.
Stick with my
right.
3. I did. I
That's
put it
fine.
in my calculator right at 3.
3.4. 3.4. Sorry,
right there.
Solus, the sun-kissed dry hop summer ale.
Just missed it. Just
is
a bit outside.
Just not good enough. It is a turd. We hate it. It can go fuck itself. That beer should never be drank again. Don't bring it on the boat. Bring a banana. It's better luck than bringing this on the boat. See that right there? That's scandals talk. You see how I did that? I talked about bananas on a boat.
Oh, banana boat.
Yeah, you can't bring bananas on boats. It's
You
bad
bring
luck.
banana hammocks.
Of course you can.
Hold on. Is bringing bananas on a boat bad luck?
bad luck.
I've never heard that in my
Do
life.
not bring a banana on a
That's-
boat.
Have you heard this?
I don't even name boats, so fuck all that shit.
No, you don't bring a banana on a boat. It's bad luck.
I've never once heard that in my entire life.
give me the reference on this one.
I don't know. Every time I go on fishing trips, it could be a fishing trip boat thing, but they're like, "Don't you bring that banana on this boat? Bad luck. We'll get skunked."
You just walk around with bananas all the time?
I'm just saying, it comes up a lot.
Brendan's just walking
I've
down
had-
the dock,
I've had multiple-
throwing bananas on different boats.
I've
Here
had
you go, have one.
multiple fishing captains, like if we're not catching anything, be like, "All right, who brought the banana?"
That might.
Like I've heard it come up many times. So it might be a fishing boat thing.
But meth is okay.
The banana superstition dates all the way back to the 1700s when many lost or ill-fated ships were noted to have been carrying bananas to their destination. It is perhaps because of the occurrence that bananas became known as omens or dangers of misfortunes in ships.
But it's actually because every fucking boat was carrying bananas and they all sank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think bananas get anywhere?
It's like the Bermuda
Yeah.
Triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the place, blah, 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 blah. All these boats and ships and planes crash. It's because it's the most traveled place in the fucking world
Yeah.
for boats and planes.
Fishermen also believe bananas are bad luck as well as blame them for not catching fish, mechanical issues, or even bad weather. One reason could be the bananas are naturally sweet and sticky. And they also release ethylene gas, which some believe that acts as a natural fish repellent.
Boom.
Oh. well,
Bananas.
That could
Oh,
be.
as they ripen, they get.
I mean,
bring bananas.
Harry Belafonte would disagree.
Timely reference. I like
Right.
that.
My daughter will get that one.
Great. That's a great song.
I'm with
If your
you.
daughter doesn't know who Harry Belafonte is, that's on you. My kids know who he is.
Show them
Fair.
Beetlejuice.
Fair.
I mean, Beetlejuice works. That's a good way. To,
Yeah.
Even.
yeah. So we just got back from Scandals. Pretty
yeah.
exciting.
Did you get rain on the whole time? Did your tent setup work?
No
Did
tent this year. No tent
did
this
you,
year.
air quote, have to blow someone?
Air quotes? No. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a grown up.
Yeah.
I do what I want.
Make my own fucking choices, dude. Damn. Yeah, no, it was, we got out there, or I got out there on Friday, and I drove in rain the whole
Yeah.
way there, and I was like, this is going to suck. And I got there, and as soon as I pulled up, the rain stopped. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's put this boat in the water. Put the boat in the water, drove over there with a bunch of stuff. Rain came in for about 10 minutes at one point. Fast forward another few hours, the rain came in for another 10 minutes. That was it.
How were the
Nice.
how were the waves in that cove?
Really pretty good. There was one point where the waves actually got pretty treacherous, but I was already out on the little 4-seater boat. And my buddy and I had enough beers to not be piloting a boat,
No
But-
bananas.
but also enough beers to like
Oh, there were bananas.
feel like anything's possible in this boat.
Did you go above or below 15?
Dude, we were able to hold a steady 45 in the chop,
Yeah.
jumping, blah, 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 blah.
You guys were freaking out when I said 25 or whatever it was. I'm like, no, you can do 25.
The chop wasn't but so bad, and we were able to keep that thing pegged for about 5 minutes across the bay in the chop, just jumping at 45. That boat proved to be a ton of fun, and it became the way to get back across the bay
Oh, nice.
to the guy's house who's over there. So shout out Woody, appreciate all the help getting in the water, out of the water, everything in between, and he got to use the boat a good bit, going back and forth, shuttling people to and from the house, and it worked literally flawlessly. The stereo was loud, the speed was great, up until 11:30 the last night when we decided we had to run one more group of people back, and the boat was like, no, we don't have gas. What are you talking about? We have no gas in this boat.
You
We're
weren't
like,
charging as the Uber driver? Like, can I take a few dollars?
No, man, we were just having fun, dude. It was so much fun to have that boat. We were hauling firewood in it from like one side of the bay to the other, ripping. We had dogs in there. It was great.
How did you not know it was out of gas?
Because it said 3/4 of a tank.
The
Oh,
whole
it never-
The whole time.
Like no, it went from full to 3/4 of a tank, and then it was bouncing between half a tank and 3/4 of a tank when we parked it.
And then it was empty.
And then it just was like, we're not starting. You have no gas. And I still don't know what the problem was. Because
Did you have gas? Because that tends to be a problem.
So we ended up having to tie it up for the night. Tied that bad boy up, pushed it out because I knew this was high tide. So I pushed it out into the water. I was like, all right, that's where we'll be. And I woke up the next morning, Sunday morning, ready to go. Shit all over the beach. Still to this day, rumor has it on that beach is my Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, no.
A handful of other things I own are still on that beach because When I went over and we knew the boat wasn't working, we ended up having to take a boat back across to get some gas. Got some gas, came back, only to find that the boat was completely on the shore. And we couldn't get it in the water. I had to recruit 6 people who were out there hanging out Sunday
Your little
morning.
boat?
Yeah.
Y'all couldn't push it off the shore?
It took 6 people plus me, so 7 people
Damn.
to get it off the shore.
But Brennan was in the pilot seat.
Push harder, harder.
He's yelling, stroke, stroke.
Like it was in like an inch, couple inches of water, but it was
Yeah.
like, and I had tied it off well out there, but I guess the current, as it just brushed it up just enough. Took everything in my power, only for me to then realize that I did not bring the key that opens the gas tank.
Ooh.
I left that in my car like a dumbass. But you never take out of the boat. That's just the
Yeah.
rule. But it was raining so
But you
hard.
didn't have a banana, so you were good.
I didn't have a banana,
Yeah.
but it's the color of a banana. So
It
I guess
is.
that was part of the problem.
Why would you separate those keys?
Because it was raining so hard when I was going down there. So when I filled it up with gas, I didn't want to like go under the cover and put it back because I had a cover on the boat. So I took it out
Yeah.
and then had the cover on it. So I put it in the car.
You took it off the key ring with the other key?
No, this is basically a jet ski. It's just got one of those little things that goes over. You ever used a jet ski?
Yeah. But why not just keep doesn't it have a place to put a ring on it?
Yeah, but I'm not going to put that on there
Why not?
because if anything happens stupid and you lose a key, there's an extra key and then you still have the gas key in there. In the boat.
Why don't you have an extra gas key?
Good question. West Marine, here I come. Because they're just a basic ass tool. So I got driven all the way back across with
No, I
2 gallons of gas
I
and
want to
no
go
key
back. Where was your gas key before?
in my truck on the other side of the bay. It was smart.
Okay.
No, I nailed this. Nailed this. Then I had to have people drag it off. And in the process of having 7 people drag the boat off, I left all the shit that was on the beach because I was so embarrassed that I forgot about it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm out of here. See you guys.
Then we had to tow that bitch across the water
Because it didn't start?
because I didn't
you
have the
couldn't
gas.
get the gas.
gas is the put it-
So we go all the way back across. I put in the 2 gallons of gas, and it's like, you still don't have gas, bitch. Didn't start. So apparently it wasn't a gas issue. I don't know what the issue was.
When they towed you across, did they make you sit in the boat?
No, I sat on the back and on the other boat and stared at it. Like if
Raw
I
dog
stared
you?
long enough, yeah.
Raw
I
dog
raw dogged that bitch. All right, that's officially the episode.
So is this a battery issue?
He doesn't know.
He wouldn't
Still doesn't know? Is a boat? What's the end of
Here's what I know. I came
What do
back.
you know about boats, Stu?
enough to not do that?
No. Here's the thing with a boat. The shit is always liable to break down on
Yeah.
you. Always. Like, every time you take it out, every time you put the key in it, it's like your car you had from the mid-'80s. You just are praying that bitch is going to start
Yeah.
every single time. And I don't care what kind of boat you have and how much money you spend on it. Every time you stick the key in it, you're like, please, God, fucking turn over right now.
Yeah, I can tell you this. I drove it home on the back of my car.
I would use a trailer.
That's what I did.
Oh, okay.
I put 10 gallons of gas in it. Came home. Didn't start. Then I added.
Are you supposed to start it off on land like that?
I hooked it up to a hose, so hose
Okay.
is going through. You can run it
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a little bit, but not long.
Yeah.
Then I added some oil. I pulled all the spark plugs, wiped them down, put them back in, and it started. One of those 3 things is likely the culprit,
Or none.
or none. And it was just like it was just like I'm fucking tired.
Needed
Yeah.
a break.
Because for 48 hours, you
Yeah.
just absolutely destroyed
dogged me.
me. Yeah, you raw dogged the shit out of it the whole time. And it wasn't just me. Like, I was lending it out to everybody. I was like, yeah, shuttle those people there. Go get dogs. Go get beer. Go get Bloody Marys. Whatever it needed.
Yeah.
And it was a great little boat until 11:30 at night when it said, you shouldn't be driving anymore.
Which you shouldn't be driving a fucking boat at 11:30 at night.
I wasn't going to drive it.
No
I was
one
letting
should.
someone else drive it. This person is a captain.
That's been drinking all day.
I said a captain.
Can I get a captain and coke?
That was
One more.
implied. Yeah. Come on. It's just how that works.
That's your spark plug.
So how many guys were out there?
20.
And you slept on a sailboat?
I ended up getting to sleep on a Sea Ray. Pretty nice boat. Had air conditioning,
Nice.
which I was notified on Sunday morning that I smelled worse than anybody else has ever smelled
Really?
in their life. Apparently,
You didn't pick up on that?
no. I'd been wearing the same shorts in and out of the water, the whole time. And I never showered. And
How do you? I mean, do people shower on the boats?
some people shower on the boats, but I'm like, I've been in the water all day.
I mean, I'm with you. 24. I mean, you're out there what? 48
It's
hours.
48 hours.
You're in and out of the water. I mean,
My clothes took on a mildew stink. That was the smell.
Weird.
Because I ended up.
I would reapply deodorant. Actually, I might take a bar in the bay and just bathe myself there.
Typically, that's what I do. I wake up
Yeah.
in the morning and I just. But I lost my soap. I lost everything on this trip. I lost my soap. I lost all my stuff. Bluetooth speaker. There's so many little things. I
He
lost
just
that
raw
little-
dogged
that
2
metal
days,
Zyn
right?
tin I had.
Yeah.
Lost it. Like I don't know where any of this stuff.
Didn't
is.
you have a nice new Bluetooth speaker you were taking out there or something?
No, fortunately, the one I lost is the one that fell out of the back of my truck and now rattles.
Oh, nice.
So like, yes, lost the one I should have lost.
Yeah.
No, but I lost a ton of stuff. It was very interesting. I came home a lot lighter than when I left. But it was a blast of a trip. The weather
Nice.
held out perfectly, and we just had, typical.
How many hot
scandals
dogs did
fun.
you bring back?
None. Lost a whole pack,
What?
but definitely
A
ate
pack of 8.
14.
Oh, okay.
But I ate 28 hot dogs, and I came home with chili and fake cheese.
Didn't
As-
open that, huh?
As a man, no, I used a bunch, but
Oh,
came home
didn't
with
you?
that. But somehow the hot dogs and the buns just disappeared. No, it was great, man. We had smokers going. Some dude brought a traveling Blackstone.
I want to go one of these.
Ooh.
That was fucking amazing. The steak and cheeses that were cooked.
What's a
on
traveling
this beach.
Blackstone?
It's just a small Blackstone that folds up, so it's about 2 feet by 2 feet.
Because I have a 17-inch Blackstone that doesn't fold up or anything, but it just is a tabletop 17-inch
that's-
Blackstone.
I mean, that's probably the same thing. It just sits on the tabletop.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was perfect.
Yeah.
And like that thing was out there, and this dude was making. He had sous
Oh, yeah.
vide. He had sous vide beef, and he was just slicing it and throwing it on the Blackstone, just heating it up with peppers and onions. I'm telling you, these are the best damn steak and cheese I've ever had, and they
Dude,
were
we
coming
cook-
off a beach.
That's what we cook everything at the lake on that. Like it sits on the table outside the camper, and we cook all of our meals on it.
It's the truth.
And we can cook for 4 easily on it.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
I also-
Every morning, fried eggs and stuff. It was
Yep.
great.
I want to shout out my one fan.
Okay, you got one fan? Oh, you do have a fan from that beach. I think that dude was so drunk that he couldn't remember Troy's name.
Yes. I did take offense to that.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, so we get out there, and he's like, hey, Brendan. And this is how every conversation I have about this podcast goes. Hey, Brendan, I've been listening to your podcast. I really like it. So-and-so is my favorite. I've never, and I'm not kidding, in 9 years had somebody come up to me and be like, you're my favorite.
Joy says you're her favorite.
What?
Thank you, John.
Very close second. Very close second.
Whoa. Now
Like that.
we have a problem.
Very,
you just
very
made
close
his-
second.
Because
Just made
she
his
is-
evening.
Brendan, not to step on you, but I've heard Dave and her both say I'm her favorite. So now we've got.
Of course, you got to steal my one
No,
fucking
I'm just
bright
saying
moment.
either
I could be
either I've
mistaken.
been lied to or you're being lied to. Somebody's being lied to.
I just read How to Win Friends and Influence People, and you're blowing up my spot.
Yeah, no, this dude was like, I've been listening to your podcast. It's really good. It's like, I've been listening for about 6 months. He's like, I feel like I'm up to speed with everything that's going on in
Wait,
your
so
life.
he's not a listener from last time you were at Scandals?
They knew
come and
about
go.
it. Yeah, the listeners come and go like third mics.
Yeah.
And he
They
was
all
like,
go, you still doing that podcast? I haven't had a chance to listen. I've been really busy. I haven't listened in the past
Super
couple months.
busy.
You
Yeah.
talking about Stewart?
No, but it is. I hear that a lot. It is funny. Like,
Nobody ever asked where was Stewart.
No, Stewart's asking, are you guys still doing that podcast?
no, but they
Where's that guy?
genuinely, that dude Dan was like, that guy Dave, he's great. I really like him. He's hilarious. And he's like, Dave is the best sense of humor on the whole show. And I was like, this is so much fun for me out here on this beach, hearing this.
That guy's wife gets mad at him all the time. I
Yeah.
guarantee you.
Oh, he is a vulgar, hilarious dude.
Oh, then he was not mistaken.
No. You and him would get along very well.
Yes.
I'll never introduce you, though. He's mine. You can be his fantasy friend, and I'm his real life friend.
Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Once a year. He actually lives in your neighborhood.
What?
It's even worse. Yeah. No,
Damn.
it's
That's hilarious.
heartbreaking.
Be funny if
Dude,
you,
I got to find out because I might have a new best friend.
It's funny if you actually probably know each other.
Yeah,
But you never really pieced it together.
he
Oh,
lives
that Dave? That guy's an asshole.
that
Never
guy
mind.
really is fat. Fuck.
It's
Yeah.
not that big. He probably lives like 3 doors down.
I was gonna say I think you know everyone in the neighborhood. So that's
It's very
hilarious.
interesting. This year was different, though, because we had 2 50-some foot like yachts. pulled up.
Nice.
These dudes are doing pretty well for themselves. Like, for sure. Like pilots and like dudes have been running contracting companies for 30
Yeah, they had
years.
nothing to do that weekend. Everything was shut down.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it was nice. So it was definitely cool. That's the weird thing about scandals. You never know who the hell you're gonna meet. Like all of a sudden, there's like 4 dudes sitting there smoking cigars, and I was like, oh, these guys must be OGs. And they're like, first time at scandals.
Nice.
I was like, oh, shit, bitch, give me a cigarette.
Did they have swag? Go get me a beer.
Yeah.
Pledge. Did they have swag?
Oh, dude, the hats this year are sick.
Did you give me one?
I actually have, but I don't have it in my possession.
Okay.
It's on the beach.
No.
I left it right by the Bluetooth speaker.
The guy who got them, he said that he had a hat for Troy and Dave.
Yes.
Nice.
So, and these are the best looking hats we've ever had.
Awesome.
So these ones are super sick. And I partied my ass off in this hat. I drove across the bay in the 10 minutes of rain. I managed to time every time the 10 minutes of rain came. I was like, I'm gonna go on a mission. And like, everyone else standing in their tents, like, look at the idiot. And these hats don't get stains. They're like waterproof. They're beautiful.
Ooh.
Nice.
They're very nice hats. this
Made
year.
for raw dogging.
If you will. If you will. So, hey, we have to do a double tonight, right?
Yeah.
We should shut this down.
Agreed.
I can't wait for the next one. It's gonna be so good.
I'm actually,
Purple suits coming out.
I am actually genuinely excited about this next episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to tear these drinks apart.
Hey, you have integrity. That's one thing you have.
I have actually said I refuse to just kowtow. I'll say it now. I won't say it in the next episode because that's the one they'll listen to.
Okay.
But I am going to review them accurately.
Yeah, rightfully so.
I mean, I have no choice.
Best thing I've ever had.
That's the opposite of what I'm saying. Dave, I
We'll
don't-
see. We'll see. 1 week. We'll see.
Yeah. Wait a week, fellas and ladies.
See ya.
Those 3
See you next
ladies,
week.
we gotta
Yeah.
like. And Bailey might
Bailey,
be
the lady.
Yes.
respect that.
I hope Bailey sends an email in. That'd be awesome.
Speaking of emails,
or a review.
if you're trying to send an email, it's super easy to do. If you have a topic, you just send an email to insidethepallethouse@gmail.com.
It's that simple.
If you need sunglasses or hats, they had a hat sale today at Nectar Sunglasses.
Nice.
And some of those hats were sick. You can use ITPH to get 20% off, but today's discount that they randomly sent out to people who've signed up for their email list was actually better than that on hats alone.
I feel like Nectar should send you a heads up 1 week in advance, and then you can plug it.
Actually, yeah, I could.
That would make
Really
sense.
good idea. You know what's funny is I literally talked to Sean from Nectar Sunglasses on Sunday for like an hour.
Oh.
He didn't give me a heads up on this great sale.
Does he listen?
Sometimes.
Oh, I need a replacement pair of blue steels, which they don't sell anymore.
Oh, I have a fresh pair of blue steels.
Joy accidentally stepped on hers.
Those are dope. If you need a mortgage and you happen to live in Virginia or Georgia, head over to screendoormortgage.com and Jimmy will take care of you. I
Yeah.
was going to say some things.
I need
but
a mortgage.
I don't want to get. Oh, do you?
I don't know.
Go to Screen Door Mortgage. Rates are dropping. Now's the time. Market's actually reasonable. It's weird. Very odd. Rate, review, anything
Yep.
else? Oh, if you have too much discretionary money, hit us up on Venmo.
At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
There you go. I think that's everything we need
That's
to plug.
all.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
115, right on the nose. Dude, we're like pros.
Nailed
These
it.
doubles. These doubles are great.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
Yeah, it's all right. Nothing for you, Ryan?
Nothing for me.
Stu?
I'm excited about the drinks.
Hey, Chris.
And peace out from Stu.
Peace out.
And Dave will wait until it all starts to fade.
You got it.
Let's sit back in the cut and wait for Dave. I wonder how many people actually sit around to hear what you say as the final word.
Joy, me.
Me.
Yeah.
I have a buddy of mine who waits.
Really?
He's always talks about fucking Dave, and he's my friend. Asshole.
Why do we like Dave?
I don't know.
I know Dan's sitting around right now, dick in his hand, waiting to come. Don't want to come before fucking Dave says his joke.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Oh, Stu's so cute. Can we keep him?
And he left. And he didn't even get to hear it. And he'll never hear it. He'll never